Well, some of it is about who these guys are when they're not a suit, because that's important to bring into the office, because nobody trusts one. And also, I'm using comedy to talk about what a lot of leaders perceive is a kind of touchy-feely way to go, and everybody can smell a phony. So I'm talking about that. And then also, but the most important thing is to be able to read the guy, or at least try to understand who you're talking to and see things through his eyes. And that takes skill. You don't just, emotional intelligence has to be worked at just as cognitive intelligence. So that's what I'm talking about. They say by 2020 it's going to be stress that wipes everybody out. So if you want to, deal with it, you can't, again, just wish it down, because there is pressure in the air. Otherwise there wouldn't be so much absenteeism at work. So clearly something has to happen. Whether you do mindfulness, whether you do Tai Chi, whether you do martial arts, you have to do something to be able to lower the cortisol. You have to do something. If you start thinking about it, you only ruminate, and that drives it up even more. So whatever you have to do, I think a leader has to learn to do it, because otherwise we'll be in this situation where the whole company is burning out. Well, first of all, you know that everybody's got that kind of high tension, and I don't need to tell you, pressure that's constantly on. We can't shut it down. So mindfulness is great with pulling down the cortisol and adrenaline when you need to think clearly. I mean, there's no magic pill, but it's an exercise just like you do a sit-up. So you don't just, wish for it. It's actually something, I could go into the brain, but something you're exercising so that you're able to, even when chaos is all around you, you're able to kind of pay attention. Well, this isn't about sitting on a gluten-free cushion by yourself. If you can learn to kind of self-regulate, then you pass it to the next guy, because we work like neural Wi-Fi. If I'm in a state of high anxiety, believe me, it'll work right through the company. So I think as a leader, you have to, you're not dead. It's just that you're balanced inside, and you realize when you're bubbling up too much, and that the next guy, if he seems, it might be because of you. So if you can cool it, then he can cool it. If a leader or anyone can pull it down a little bit, then he can actually think much more clearly and more creatively, because when we get stressed, we get a lock-in and actually get more and more agitated. And it's a leader's job to pass on. We pass our moods to each other. So if he can self-regulate, the other guy doesn't even have to know what he's doing, but he won't have to come back at him like an endless tennis match, because we work like neural Wi-Fi. I'll infect your mood. So if a leader understands he's way ahead of the game, that he can actually pull down the atmosphere and the organization. Well, again, you can't do it, you can't wish for it. There is no over a weekend course that this is given to you. But if they know themselves, they understand where their mind is at any particular time, they know when they're about to flip their lid, and they know when they're at their most creative, then they stand more of a chance to doing better business. If you're agitated, I don't know, something happened at home and you bring it into the office, you've infected the whole place. So if they just realize where they are, awareness is everything.